Alright, and we are off and running. WonderJ versus SailorMint. Now, this is a regular season match, so it's a set of 3. There'll be 3 races, regardless of who wins what race. And early reset here from WonderJ took a hit in that trapdoor arena. So, a little bit of an advantage early on for SailorMint.
Yeah, just, if you're gonna take hits or deaths, you know, within the first 10 seconds is a good time to do it.
Exactly. You know, if you take silly damage that early on, just reset. It's not worth it. It's fine.
This is interesting. We're seeing a base heart pickup for WonderJ over the base dagger.
Yeah, my immediate feeling is that's bad. The harp is like 8 daggers taped together, but they're all bad.
Okay, eight daggers taped together that you can't throw. Like,
yeah. Ergo bad.
I'd transog it here. Like, just try and get something better.
Yeah, battle shovel's
okay,
better, but it's not a better weapon.
Battle shovel can improve that harp, but
Mint managed to get himself a dual dagger though, so I imagine transmogged the dagger, which risky decision, but it is 1-3 at least.
And that's a ring of piercing. That's super good with that.
That is really, really nice. So you don't want to be running the dagger for too long. The high damage is really nice, but ultimately that one range is going to cost you, especially when you get into zone 3. But the ring of piercing is going to do a ton of work here. Those shield skellies and armadillos they're not a complete non-issue, but significantly less of an issue.
I think if you're confident with the dagger, running a 5 damage piercing dagger is totally acceptable for the entire game.
That's fair. I think I don't really feel like either of our racers here are going to be at that kind of stage though. But Mint is booking it. 2 minutes down to death metal too. This extra damage really, really paying off over this piercing harp that WonderJ is running.
It's going to check black though and gets an obsidian rapier. That's a heck of a swap right there.
Oh, absolutely. That's a crazy. Oh, there's Ring of War there. You keep the piercing, but that's another interesting decision to have to think about.
Yeah, I think if you were looking at like a lower damage rapier, you know, blood or gold, or maybe even titanium, then the war would be worth it.
Yeah.
But with the obsidian,
I think you go back and grab the war. If it's me personally, I'm taking that blood axe and I'm going back for the war. That's just super strong. I mean, it's fine to continue running this rapier with the piercing, but my worry would be you currently only have leather armor, you know? So maybe you're gonna want that regen.
Yeah, I think that's either way is fine. Yeah, I think that, you know, the obsidian rapier piercing is going to be faster than the blood axe war, but blood axe war is, you know, a build that's definitely got a lot of safety and speed to it. So, but I think also factoring in the amount of time it would take to go back and you know, pick up all that, and then don't do that though.
Don't do that.
Yeah, you don't want to burn beats to set up a Minotaur lunge with obsidian. That's not going to pan out in your favor.
Yeah, not the intended strat for doing that, unfortunately. So Mint down to half a heart, and we'll have to play it kind of safe here in this 3-3. And of course, the 3-3 boss is a Minotaur, not a Minotaur, a nightmare, just to make things that extra little bit fun.
Yeah, just gonna use those fireball tomes to get rid of him. That is kind of, you know, while obviously having like the spell over the tome is usually preferable, that is a situation where it is useful to have that tome.
Oh, WonderJ messing up the coral rift bomb, decided to kill both of the tentacles that were beside them. You only have the time to hit the one, unfortunately. Gets himself trapped in the water and gets nothing from the boss chest. Let's see what Mint gets here. Is going to go red and gets a glass torch. Not really what you're looking for, unfortunately.
Mint's like seems to be struggling to keep in mind the fact that this is an obsidian rapier and you need to be mindful of its variable damage. And
oh, Mint goes down. Let's have a
yeah,
look
Mint.
here.
Yeah, just lunging into that Minotaur charge and then trying to kill Coral Riff without a multiplier. You know, that lunge is only going to do 2 damage. And yeah, that last hit, unfortunately, yeah, was that had nothing to do with Obsidian. That was just, I think, a misread on the Harpy's positioning.
Yeah, it just jumped right into the Harpy, unfortunately, and down goes Mint. So WonderJ with all the time in the world here.
I'm not sure what Mint's trying to do here. I guess just luring the dragon a little further back for some safety.
Yeah, that looks to be the case.
And yeah, ultimately,
maybe
WonderJ ended up with that same.
I think once they get the dragon to
Obsidian
open...
Rapier piercing build. Or yeah, I'm not sure. That was just a very roundabout way to fight the red dragon for.
Yeah,
not
that just
much
looked
point
like
as far as I can see.
looked like a lot of indecisiveness there.
Yeah, you're gonna get back that battle shovel and the jeweled dagger. But yeah, WonderJ has that piercing Obsidian Rapier and a little bit of extra safety on top of that in the chainmail and lead boots. So very solid build here. Keeps stepping into the arena as he deals with this swarm. But yeah, time wastes like that are not much of a concern.
Yeah. Oh, that's
free zone lead on
exactly
your
what
opponent.
you're looking for. The free spell out of that 3-2 shop. Really, really nice find. I mean, has enough bombs to the Necrodancer. Shovel of Courage, you can take it. That's fine, and you definitely take the Crown of Thorns. That's just that's a gimme. Get yourself that little bit of regen, especially now that you have a spell. Means
yeah, Shovel of Courage is a good balance of speed and safety. You can you know, you can either dig walls to give yourself iframes if you don't know what you're doing, or you can just push through walls and be immune to the damage from enemies coming, you know, following you behind.
Yeah, it's a really good balance. Oh, Mint going down again. Let's have a look at this one.
Yeah, just I think misjudged his damage or something.
Looks like just
kind of
jumped
walked
into
a skeleton.
Yeah, didn't. I'm not sure. Maybe just didn't quite notice.
Maybe the
cycle.
classic screen watching your opponent and mixing your build up with him, thinking he had a rapier for a second.
Quite possibly. Quite possibly. But WonderJ making their way through this Zone 5 with the I hate the effect on WonderJ's sprite for walking on the wire. It's seizure inducing. It's not the prettiest.
It's pretty flashy, that's for sure.
Aha! Should have left you to commentate tomorrow's showcase instead. Gonna have to deal with that kind of thing. Not on my watch.
I wasn't even trying to be funny.
Look at me, I'm Spitty. I just pull off comedy effortlessly. Anyway, WonderJ rocketing through this Zone 5. Really not much of an issue at all. Taking a couple of hits here and there, but the armor doing its job and does have that Crown of Thorns, and you can see it going to work there. Oh, okay. For a second, I forgot that was the interaction with the rider in front of the bell with Deadringer. But WonderJ pulling off that Deadringer without issue, and has plenty of bombs here. Oh, does jump right into that Minotaur though, so down to a single heart. Does have to be a little bit careful here.
The issue that we were talking about Mint having, of just not quite being aware of the multiplier and the variable damage on the Obsidian Rapier. And I've assumed that they'd at least be doing 3 damage on that launch, and yeah. No multiplier means only 2.
Yep, rest of the fight going alright though. Did get a heal thanks to that Crown of Thorns as well, and 1 hit left in the Necrodancer.
Yeah, just gotta freeze that red dragon.
Yeah, that's
right in
what to
place.
do. Good use of the freeze spell. Just make that red dragon a non-issue. And there you go. So game 1 going to WonderJ. And Mint with a bit of a rough one there. That death was kind of nasty. But you know, we certainly saw more than enough from Mint to show us that can go toe to toe with WonderJ here. So just needs to dust himself off for the next one. Pants bad freeze wasted a beat. Well, at least he didn't waste 3 beats deliberately and like an extra bomb bombing Ring of Peace in Zone 4 to not have enough bombs for the next dancer, huh, Pants? Huh? Huh? I'm not bitter. Alright, both of our racers ready. Both of them have the seeds entered. Race number 2 about to get underway. I'm sure you don't, Pants. I'm sure you don't. WonderJ stream a little bit behind here, so let me just quickly fix that.
A little bit of buffering during the downtime there. An immediate electric dagger this seed. So yeah, this is going to be a quick one. Electric dagger, I think one of the
I know, Jack. I was
game.
Deliberately swapping it. It messes up the replays.
Looking like these races are about beat for beat, although Mint not finding the rat charm. Although WonderJ looking like he's gonna miss that Ring of Peace that Mint just found.
Yep, looks like it, and this is a really, really tasty build early on. Oh, what's going to be in this purple chest? Freeze Tome, that's a nice little find. An apple as well, you can heal that extra heart container from the Ring of Peace.
Between these two, I definitely give the edge to the build that Mint has. I feel like the rat, when you're looking at the electric dagger, actually sometimes works against you. Because you want those big, dense enemy swarms to just chain lightning off of, and the rat is going to make it so that you can't chain lightning on your right side in a lot of cases, because it's just going to kill stuff. And that can mean that sometimes you just like go to attack something right, and you just walk into damage instead.
Yeah, exactly. You just jump into something because what you were going to hit, no longer there. So it's definitely, you know, it's nice to have the safety and comfort of kind of that additional bit of range, kind of, in the way it acts on your right hand side. But yeah, a blessing and a curse, and we're going to see it be a curse here. Does manage to get the Kong line.
Bomb spell of the purple, not the best thing to find, but it is a nice thing to see when you're looking at a low bomb count in this build. And oh, well, Mint is going to stick with that piece, but if WonderJ checks the shop, could be looking at Electric Dagger Courage, but it looks like he's not going to be peeking that.
Maybe screen watching, maybe he's seen that it's Courage and just isn't interested. It's a tricky one.
Courage with Electric Dagger is super strong because, like, if you just attack something, there's a good chance you're gonna arc dagger, arc some electricity and kill something, and get that invincibility. Like, you can play it pretty safe, and you just like treat it as you're just sometimes randomly gonna get invincibility. It's pretty strong.
Yeah, I think maybe the concern is just that it would only be the 2 damage instead of the 3. It's maybe one of the things that's creeping into their mind. I know often I'll get a little bit confused and hung up because I only have 2 damage with Courage.
Mint with the quartz armor here. Pretty nice conjure.
Buying the empty heart container first, unfortunately. A bit of a misplay there. Is only going to get the single heart container off of the cheese gluttony charm. There's a glass rapier if you want it. I think you don't want it, but if you're insistent.
Could have at least picked it up to one-shot the Minotaur. But... Transmuting again, getting another great speed weapon, Glass Cat. Just not quite what you're looking for in this situation, though.
Yeah, no, not at all.
And WonderJ is going to elect to stick with the... no, going to take the Transmute Tone. I'm not sure if that was intentional, but, you know, leaving the Freeze Tone behind, taking Transmute. Eating a hit from the Minotaur, but that Quartz Armor going to soften the blow considerably.
Yeah, it did kind of jump right in front of that Minotaur, unfortunately. But like you said, that Quartz Armor reducing the damage. And here's a bit of an issue with the Rat Familiar. If Core Rift teleports to your right-hand side, then it's kind of hard to do any more than 1 damage.
Well, yeah, he had a pretty good way to finish this fight, forgetting about his bomb spell and just poking Coral Rift down. But, yeah, gonna lose the Flawless regardless, and is gonna be trailing behind this race with that slow Coral Rift.
Yep, currently just kind of about maybe halfway through this 3-1 with Mint on 3-2. Looks like it's a pretty quick 3-2 though. Apart from this Adventure Bat, which is insistent on making Mint's life a bit of a nightmare. Buys the Tortured Foresight and then doesn't have enough money for the Battle Shovel. I think you just stick with your Infernal Torch. I don't think there's much reason to go for the Torture Foresight.
Yeah, Foresight's a decent amount of like help in zone 3 and 5. You can kind of gauge where the exit is in otherwise tricky to read zone 3 layouts just by looking at where there's no traps. And zone 5 similarly, if you're not sure which door it's behind, just go through the one that doesn't have traps in it. Swapping the Blood Shovel, a very wise decision there, because yeah, not carrying any bombs right now, just that bomb spell. Making good use of the freeze scroll here to clear that otherwise tricky 3-3 exit, but yeah, Mint kind of slowing down and letting WonderJ kind of catch up a little bit here.
Yep, and both loses his Flawless on this Fortissimo fight too.
Yep, and WonderJ gonna get the Flawless, probably gonna be checking purple for a good ring here.
That's a good ring.
Regen, which is pretty strong with that Quartz Armor.
Yep. Oh, there's Boots of Leaping in a Gargoyle. On this 4-1, that's a really nice find.
Yeah, even if you're not comfortable with using it, using Leaping in normal combat, you can just turn those things off and turn them on when you hit phase 2 with Necrodancer. It speeds up the fight considerably. Oh, but if WonderJ checks the shop, yeah, there's Wonder.
Oh, Wonder's got Wonder.
No!
What?
No! WonderJ, you're grounded. You're grounded.
You come into my house with a name like WonderJ, and then you take Rhythm? No, okay, guys. I guess I'll be solo. I'm done.
Okay. Okay, I guess I'm not solo commentating this. Yeah, he uses his Transmute Tome on like random items and gargoyles. Oh no, WonderJ.
WonderJ is gonna watch this.
It doesn't have to be like this.
WonderJ is gonna watch this back and will be kicking themselves at not making the connection there.
Not checking the black chest when you've got an Obsidian Dagger. Ah.
Oh man, Mint is down to half a heart here, and that Black Bat was closing in.
You want to know the best part about all this? WonderJ is in the lead after all that. He took the lead.
Oh, Mint going down. Let's have a look and see what got him. Oh, it was that Lich, unfortunately. Black Lich confused him. Moved up and hit it, but just didn't have the damage to take it out. So, WonderJ with all the time in the world now for this Zone 5, which is good because he's going to be an 8th slower than he would be otherwise.
Yeah, Big Mac pointing out, he could have thrown against Deep Blues. He has those spiked ears, which means his dagger is 5 damage.
can't believe WonderJ didn't get Wonder.
Yeah, like his sprite is a big reminder. A reminder.
So, hey, buddy, you know this item that's in the game that you like so much, and your like entire online persona is named around it? What if you just got that in a race? Wild. Yeah, he already had the spike tiers. He had them in 4-1. Oh boy. But if nothing else, super safe build now for WonderJ. Managed to pick up a titanium spear, so please step on the wire. Thank you. There we go. Steps on the wire and starts getting some arc damage there.
Yeah, that like the one
It's mystifying.
I can't agree with any part of the decision to take Rhythm. It adds an extra damage source that you have to. It's I'd say a downgrade in your armor, like with the build that you've got regen and quartz armor and 6 hearts.
Very much a downgrade. Yeah.
Definitely don't want to be swapping to obsidian armor with that kind of build.
Oh, there go the spiked ears.
And the downgrade from electric dagger to obsidian dagger is colossal. I can't stress enough how much of a step down that is.
Exactly, especially when you're so close to zone 5, where if you keep that dagger, you're doing infinite damage on the wire, which is huge when you're having to deal with bosses like earth dragons that have 8 health. And your arcs are doing 2 damage instead of 1. It's very, very much a wrong decision. Like, it's just straight up wrong to take. I would like to know the thinking behind it. Oh no, and this dead ringer's off the rails. This is nasty. Oh, this is where you wish you still had that quartz armor.
Yeah, quartz armor gonna keep those dead ringer charges down to 1 heart of damage, and does rain dead ringer in and finish the fight with pretty minimal damage, but still, that was very rough.
It took it out of shame.
And see, here is where having Rhythm is terrible, because you want to be able to burn beats for those lures. Yep,
and you're just not going to be able to unless you're content to take a bunch of damage, which... Don't do that, not in the Necrodancer fight.
No, it's easy. He's gonna burn beats with that bomb spell. I believe in this.
Next level swag bombs. He's gonna make our boy Frax proud. Alright, phase 2 of the Necrodancer for WonderJ. Taking it, that ogre. And gets that first hit.
Yeah, just gonna burn the beats and eat the damage.
Does have plenty of health, so it's not the worst idea.
Yeah, looks like gonna wrap this up. 1 heart left. Necranza's got himself cornered. That's gonna be game.
Yep, there we go. And just over 12 minutes, and WonderJ gets wins the second race of the set and has their second win of the set, up 2-0 over Mint here. And what was a mystifying race, it must be said. I really can't stress enough how just you gotta just know. Of all, it's the fact that of like all the people that it could have been, it had to be WonderJ that misses it, right? It just had to be. And
yeah, it's not the first time we've seen racers, even like high level racers, missing really blatant, opportunities to get Ring of Wonder. But yeah, the fact that it's the person who has the Ring of Wonder as their character sprite is just...
It's poetic.
It's peak levels of irony. It's really something.
There is a clip of Wonder not getting Wonder, and it's called WonderJ, and I just love that. Oh man. Oh wait, WonderJ swapped out Electric Dagger for Jewel Dagger and then for Obsidian what?
I missed that.
What? Anyway, race number 3.
The rhythm take is almost defensible if it's vanilla. But it's not vanilla. There's an entire extra zone after 4 now.
Exactly.
You're not only looking at a few beats that you're missing out on in 4-3, Dead Ringer, and Necrodancer, and that's it. No, there's an entire extra zone and another boss that you are moving 12.5% slower for. Like there's just no reason to ever take rhythm at that point.
Yeah, definitely a misplay on WonderJ's part there, but did get the win regardless. There's an urn here on 1-3. Mint not down there. Oh, it's a rifle. Use your transmute on the dagger, please. Go back and use your spell. You just got it. It's a shiny new spell. It's waiting to be used.
Are we gonna go for 2 for 2 here? Are we gonna see Becoming again?
Oh, you know what? I sincerely hope so. Just so that Wonder cannot transmute it.
Yeah, this rifle is going to be good for the early game, but I imagine WonderJ probably not going to want to stay on it for too long.
Isn't going to check the black chest though. It's going to check purple and transmute the transmute bomb spell. I feel like you just take bomb spell.
Yeah, only 2 bombs in your inventory. You don't know if Zone 2 is going to provide its usual horde of bombs.
Like, yeah, you just play it safe there. That's a good enough spell. If you give it up later, then c'est la vie, but yeah. I mean, alternatively, what you do is you check the black chest when you get off of this rifle. Because,
Yeah, WonderJ. I mean, rifle can be a very fast weapon, but it takes a lot of finesse to really use effectively. You have to be really tactical with your loads, so that you're not wasting so much time just recoiling away from your destination.
Yeah, exactly. Rifle is good though. It's it's one of these things. I'm concerned whether WonderJ can use it effectively enough. You know, it was like when we saw Spoody use the rifle. That was fine. I wasn't concerned. I didn't think it was as... I can't remember what Jack had at the time. But I don't think it was as fast as what he had. But, like, you know how to use a rifle. Alright, Mint didn't find that urn.
Yeah, and WonderJ maintaining the lead for now.
Please check black chest, oh my god.
Yeah, we'll see what he goes for. Might just stick with the rifle. Just gonna stick with the rifle and getting a real luck.
Which, does have its benefits. You are getting better crates and barrels because of it.
Oh, there's a really nice find, that blast home right there. I think that, considering how close he is to that shop, it's worth peeking in there. And
you check that one,
transmute it.
Use that transmute spell that you definitely have and are using sparingly at the moment. Oh, let's check this black chest. Eventually.
Wait, was that a monkey? Or no?
Oh,
no.
that's spirit! Oh, that was spicy. Just kind of out of nowhere. Thankfully, WonderJ didn't get hit there.
What was that spirit?
It must have spawned down at the bottom and it must have shot it.
Wow, that is something, all right.
Oh man, I love me some spirits, and that ham coming in really useful for WonderJ. Gets the gluttony charm from the food shop on 3-1. Now has plenty of heart containers. Mint on the other side on 3-1 has that blast helm, has a torch of walls, so has mapping through this zone 3.
Yeah, see that 3-1 shop. That 3-1 shop at Chainmail. That would have been a really good check for WonderJ, but yeah, still continuing armorless. Interesting to see that Mint is taking glass armor over chainmail. I guess the logic being that he's currently on low health, only 1 heart.
Yep.
Chainmail is likely not going to save you from death from a hit,
and
but the glass armor always will.
You're seeing that exactly come to the fore there. I don't. Oh, decided to use the fireball. Oh, you have blast arm. That's fine. Yeah, you're protected. Good use of the fireball tome there from SailorMint to get the gluttony charm. Why didn't Mint get the chainmail? I think was just concerned about the fact that he was on 1 health in zone 3, and if you misstep on hot coals, then that's it. And did then misstep on hot coals. Good use of the blast helm there while surrounded from Mint. Really wants this ring of peace. We'll need to see if it's worth the time investment. WonderJ is going to continue to run this rifle in the zone 4. Did check black chest.
No, you have
no!
issues! Oh man, WonderJ. That obsidian staff was definitely the better choice here with those ballet shoes. And
in the meantime, Mint going down to a black skeleton rider was okay. Just had to wait one beat and would have been fine to attack the black scaly rider. But down goes Mint, and WonderJ again with a run that's well into zone 4. And Mint, unfortunately, back towards the start.
Yeah, WonderJ looks determined to just run this rifle all the way.
Is this his penance for not getting Wonderlessied? And it's one of these things as well, like, if you're concerned about staff teleporting you because of warlocks, you have basically that exact same concern with the rifle, you know? Okay, there, uses the transmute there.
Accidentally uses a throwing star instead of the next transmute tome. They're gonna mop that up. Getting a few items to the backpack, but not much else there. Just those, those throwing stars. Not.
Don't jump into banshees, please and thank you. Doesn't even check the monster shop. Words may need to be had with Wonder. Like, why? Probably the first one I would like to have.
Yeah, definitely some questionable plays, but he is faring better than Mint right now, who just jumped into a red dragon coming out of that, I think it was Conjure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you don't want those. Go back to the ballet shoes. Transmute those, so you don't accidentally step on them again.
Man, it's... See, this is... If you'd gotten a different weapon earlier on, this wouldn't have been an issue. Okay, quartz armor, good. Transmute the other stuff. Please use your spell. You gotta use your spell in that shop. There's no point in not. You have it up, you have a decent amount of money. If you still can't afford the things in there, then you have 7 bombs. You have 7 bombs.
Move on to Fortissimo. Well, didn't have the money for courage, so would have had to kill for it, which I'm.
Oh no, you don't take. I don't know whether I would have advised taking courage there per se. And WonderJ pausing because Mint paused. Word to the wise guys: unless a referee tells you to pause, or the other racer says there's an issue, then it's best not to pause. But ultimately, it should be a case of wait until staff say something.
I've seen almost every ring here about becoming. We'll see. WonderJ still has the opportunity to redeem himself for the missed Wonder opportunity.
But isn't checking shops? You gotta that's the thing. You should just be checking shops by virtue of the fact that you have such a monumental lead at this point in the run.
Yeah, exactly. This is still not, it's
not a one run, not by any measure.
Like quartz armor and 6 full hearts is solid, but
if you get yourself into situations like this, a little bit scary for a second there. There's a potion in there. Please, at least check your shop, Wonder.
Okay, good use of the Holy Water to top up his health, but...
You gotta grab that potion. You have plenty of bombs. If it's not a potion, then you kinda have, the weapon to deal with a vault.
I imagine Wonder must not be screen watching.
Wonder has to be screen watching. Saw Mint pause.
Yeah, that's true, so...
Oh, man. Okay, WonderJ down onto this 5-3 in a pretty healthy situation.
Using a throwing star there to kill the the gold mage. Not even gonna mess around with it.
That's fair. I have often wanted to throw something sharp at velocity at those pesky golden electro mages. They are just the worst. I don't know what I hate more, the way they move or just the electric orbs in general. And this Dead Ringer is off the rails again. And the issue is WonderJ is spending too many beats over on that left-hand side.
I'm not sure why he felt the need to poke that one skeleton, like when he was a beat away from finishing the fight. But now things are...
Check your...
Does get the floss, but
yeah,
not even
check
checking.
your purple chest for a shield spell.
Or for becoming, which you can
Or
transmute
becoming!
to wonder.
I did a butt puzzle and then bombed out the stage. I can only kind of take from that WonderJ's head is just not quite in this race properly.
Alright,
All
here we
right,
go.
final hit. There we go. So WonderJ going to take the 3-0 win here. Going to leave that Ring of Wonder behind in the crypt twice. Once in the second race by not getting it, and then Doreen's going to be hitting the exit stairs there. So GG's to WonderJ, the 3-0 win over Mint. And